Hello everyone. So we are here with the session on leadership skills. In the last session, we have discussed about the different types of leader, and we will be continuing the same thing. We'll be talking about the different types of leader. But before talking about the different types of leader, tell me who exactly is a leader? What image you have in your mind when you talk about a leader? Like, who is a person who is known as a leader? Is he a person who inspires you with his action? Is he a person who influences you to do the work? Or he is a person who makes you achieve your goal? Or he is a person who motivates you, who bring team together, who will trust in the team, who delegates the work? What exactly is a leader, or a person who looks very attractive, very charming? Is he a leader? There are a lot of things which comes in our mind when we are talking about a leader. There are a lot of different things. A leader can be inspiration. A leader can be a person to whom people follow. A leader can be a person who shows us the direction. A leader can be a person who helps us in setting the goal. A leader can be a person who influences us to do the organization, to achieve the organizational goal. So there are a lot of different things which we say that yes, he or she is a leader. So when we are talking about a leader, when we are speaking about a leader, then what do you think a leader do different from what other team members are doing? How is he different from other team members? In simple words, we can say that if your action inspires others to dream more, learn more, and do more, you are a true leader. Any person whose actions are inspiring you, any person whose actions are motivating you, any person who is inspiring you to dream, to fly in the sky, he or she is a leader. How do we define a leader? See, there are many people who are standing down and one person is just standing up and he is leading others. So how do you define a leader? Think of a leader that you worked for or observed. What does this person do and what qualities does this person have that makes you admire him or her as a leader? You might be thinking that leadership is all about in the organization. When we go to the organization, we have the leaders over there, but that is not true, believe me. Leadership is something which is seen at each and every stage of your life. Just take the example of your college, or let's take the example of the school. In school also, you used to have the leaders. Who are those leaders? The monitors of the class. They were the leaders who were leading you. They used to control you. They used to make you quiet. They used to take care of what the teachers are saying, right? So we can tell them, yes, that they were the leader. We used to have, let's say we used to have the student secretary. We used to have the students president. Who were they? Who were they? They were among us only, and they were the leaders. They were leading us. They used to decide the things on behalf of us. They used to communicate our problems to the management, to the faculties, to the school authorities. They used to do that. And same way, when we went to the college, we had the same thing. We choose our own leaders. And how do we do that? There might be some qualities, something which just attract us to select them as the leader. If they don't have any qualities, if they were not having any kind of qualities, no such things, then why would we have selected them as the leader? First quality which they have shown is to stand up and decide that, yes, I am going to lead others. I am going to be the leader. Deciding this, again, itself is a very big thing. If you have decided you want to be a leader, this is the first and foremost quality of taking the initiative which you have shown in yourself. Leader doesn't mean that you always have to lead others. Leader means being a self-leader. Leading yourself again is a very big challenge, very big task which you do. You do not just always say that, okay, until and unless I'm not leading others, I do not have a dream. How can I be a leader? You know, there are many people, you might have come across many people, or at least one person whom you have seen that he never take his own decision. Whatever other people say, he simply follow that thing. He is not a leader because he even cannot take decision for himself. His personal decisions are also taken by some other person. And that's why we can say that, yes, he is not a good leader. He is not a self-leader even. Before you be a leader to others, you need to be a self-leader. A self-leader is a person who lead others. Along with that, he lead himself. When you are in a stage to lead yourself, then only you can lead others. And that is the quality of foremost and the most important quality of a leader. You know, when we enter into the organization, in the school, yes, maybe they were your friends. They used to push you. They used to observe, okay, you have the qualities. Even teachers used to know that, okay, you have these qualities. So you can be a leader. Come on, stand and lead others. Teachers and friends used to do that. But believe me, as soon as you enter into the organization, no one is going to come and tell you that you have these qualities. Go and be a leader. Not a single person, no matter how good relation you have with that person, he or she is not going to come and tell you that you are a good person. Come on, lead others. It's you who have to take the initiative, because corporate world, it is the world of competition. Everyone is running to achieve something in your life, and if you are lagging behind, if you do not stand up for yourself, you cannot gain what you want to achieve in your life. So leadership starts within yourself. It starts from you. If you stand up for the right and you say that, yes, I am a leader, I have this quality, the quality of taking the initiative, the quality of influencing other people, the quality of making other people dream big, dream high, the quality of making other people do what you want them to do. Now, do not take that another way, that even if you're making them do something against the ethics, no, it's not that. It simply means that you are at a stage where if you ask them to do some organizational work, to work as a team, they will work because you have asked them. They have that faith on you, and that is the true quality of being a leader. Many times people get confused, like, person, is leadership a position of the office or authority, or is leadership is an ability to sense that he is a leader because he leads? What exactly leadership is? What do you think? Is leadership a position of the office or authority, or is it the ability in the sense that he is a leader because he leads? Leader need not to be in the authoritative position. Leader need not to be a specific position in the organization. But yes, leadership is something where you demonstrate, you show your ability to lead others. When you lead others, no matter whether you are a leader, whether you are holding a position, you are a manager, you are a project director, whatever it is, if you have the power to lead others, then yes, you are a leader. Even though in the projects, we have the project managers, right? We have the project managers. But there also, in the team, we will see that people just lead. From the team members, a person just stand and take the responsibility and make other people act in that way. Who is he? He is just among us. He is just an ordinary person like us. But he is showing those qualities of being a leader. He is showing those skills. He is taking that initiative of being a leader. Not just in the organization. Let's say you are sitting for a group discussion. You're sitting with your friends to discuss about your trip. The person who leads the discussion, the person who takes the charge in his hand to decide about everything, to manage everything. Who is he? He is a leader. Yes, he is a leader only. So any person who lead others is known as a leader. It is not the authority, not the position in the organization which makes you a leader. A manager need not to be a good leader, but a leader can be a good manager. Because leader know how to lead others, and if he have those managerial skills, he can be called as that. All leaders can be managers, but all managers cannot be the leaders. That means all leaders can become the manager, but that it is not necessary that all managers are going to be the leaders only. Okay. With this, getting back to the topic, in the last session, we were discussing about the traits of coaching leadership style. Now, if we talk about the traits of coaching leadership style, we have already discussed about few of the traits. That is, first was organized approach. A coaching leader is always organized. He always shows the commitment towards the work. Let's take the example of cricket coach. He is organized. He is committed. He remains committed that whatever he decides, he be on that. Same way, coaching leadership is something where he needs to be organized and he needs to be committed, because if he is not committed, people in the team are not going to show their commitment as well. The better the employees, the better the result. They know that coaching is like an exercise program. The more they follow the coaching schedule, the stronger their employees will become. Yes, it is something where the more you follow that, the more you practice that, the more you become good and dedicated towards that. Second point which we discussed, second trait which we discussed was the process-oriented and consistency. So coaching process with the employee is not arbitrary, it is consistent. It remains consistent. The employee is not like confused by the methodology of the coach. Whatever methodology the coach is using, being a coaching leader, he makes that thing very clear. There is no scope of confusion when he is delivering the things. A good coach will always have the 4 components, that is standards. He set the standards, he monitors the progress, he analyzes the thing and gives the feedback. You know, for the continuous improvement, for the continuous growth, it is very important that you get the regular feedback. If employees doesn't get the feedback, you know, they cannot improve themselves, they cannot learn new things, because for the continuous growth, it is very important that you get to know where you are lagging. Let's say I wanted to change one thing, but until and unless you do not know what exactly you have to change, what is going wrong or what you need to learn, how you're going to work on that thing. You cannot work on that thing until and unless you do not get your feedback. So when we talk about the coaching leadership style, in coaching leadership style, which is focus on the standards, we set the standards. And why we set the standards? Once we set the standards for the employees, that this is what they have to achieve in their life, this is what they have to do in their life. Once we set those standards, we continuously monitor the progress. We continuously check how they are working. what they're doing, and then we analyze and we give the feedback. Right? We analyze the things, we give the feedback, and that is how the coaching leadership style works. So there is consistent monitoring on the employee's work based on what they do against a set of skills standard established in their initial training. Let's say we have said the employee, the leader has set some established some standards which they have to meet. So the leader keeps on monitoring that thing, that whether they are close to that, whether they have achieved those standards or not. So the great manager analyzes what has to be done and provides the feedback. It is reliable, dependent, and consistent. The feedback which you get is reliable because it is based on the observation which is being made by these people. It is being made by the observation which is done by the coaching leadership style, and on that basis, he just provides the feedback. And when he is providing the feedback, that says that feedback is going to be reliable, that is going to be true. Next, which we discussed was the participative feedback. So what exactly is the participative feedback? Participative feedback means they do not tell the employees what they observe or what they did wrong. Instead, they ask the people, they ask their team members that, how do you feel you went? Now here what they're doing, they're trying to use an approach where the employee himself, that the follower himself is coming to the leader and saying, okay, these are the things which went well and there I was lagging. This way, it will help the employee to evaluate himself. And when person evaluate himself, he work on that thing more effectively and more efficiently. So here, being a coaching leadership style, he do not focus, he do not actually tell the employees what he has observed and what things went wrong. Instead, he just asks them about what they feel. Next, which we discussed was the objectives. Great coaches are objective with their feedback. They eliminate the arbitrary and subjective nature of the feedback, clearly defining the standard. So feedback which they are giving is based on the predefined components. They already tell them that, okay, these are the things on basis of which we will be judging you, will be assessing you, and we will be giving you the feedback. Now, next, which we have not discussed, next comes is the balanced and being fair. Negative feedbacks is given 5 times more than the positive feedback. This actually happens. Whosoever is the leader or the manager, people always focus on giving the negative feedback rather than giving the positive feedback and bringing positivity in the mind of other person. People simply focus on giving negative feedback, and that in every organization we have seen that negative feedback is 5 times more than the positive feedback which the employee or the manager or the leader gives. But when we talk about a great coach is conscious of looking for and providing positive feedback. We just look for giving the positive feedback, moving towards the positivity. He just wants the employees to change, but in such a way that he presents his views in such a way that leaves a positive impact in the mind of other person, and that is how he or she gives the positive feedback. A coach Coaching leadership style. A leader under coaching leadership style does not focus on giving the negative feedback, finding the fault in the employees. He just focus on the long-term benefits which the employee is delivering. He do not put his mind on the small mistakes which the other person, which the follower is doing. Instead, he look for the big achievement, bigger outlook, which he has seen in that prospective follower. So great coach gives good news and good news only. He do not just focus on giving the bad news, he focus on giving the good and the good news only. They give constructive feedback and constructive feedback only. There is no mix of message and no confusion about the message. When they are talking, when they are providing the employees with the feedback, they just focus on giving the feedback only. They do not focus on mixing the things, like mixing the message with the feedback, which creates confusion. The person who's listening may not understand whether you are giving the feedback or what things to be improved or what he did good, or you are sharing your message that what you have to do. So here it means that there is no mixture of the message and no confusion about the message. The second last trait. Okay, sorry. No, yeah. So the next trait of coaching leadership style is flexibility and adjustable. Utilizes clearly defined standards to guide the analysis. He is very much clear about what he has to do and what he wants others to do. And for that, he set the right and the proper standards. He just set the standards and that this is what they have to do. A great coach adjusts to the personality and behavior of the individual employee. He doesn't set the same standard for all the employees in the team, for all the followers in the team. No, he adjusts to the personality, seeing the personality of the individual, what the individual wants. He focus on adjusting the standards set for the individual as per the personality, as per the behavior of those individual employees. Analytical employees get more structure in their feedback. Driver type employees get direct, no nonsense feedback, and amiable employees are handled with a little more sensitivity. So a great coach uses three ways of giving the feedback. First is analytical employees get more structured in the feedback. So the people who uses analytical thinking, who are the analytical employees, for them, what strategy he use, he always give them the structured feedback. Driver type employees, they get the direct, no nonsense feedback. So whatever they have done, he or she, the coaching leader, simply tell them without making the things go round, no nonsense feedback, nothing. He just gives them the direct feedback that this is your feedback. This is what I have observed and this is what is the feedback on basis of the observation and the work done by you. And amiable employees are to be handled with little more center. The person who aims a lot. For those employees, it is very important that you need to deal with them carefully. They are the employees who are handled with care. So when you are providing the feedback to such an employees, you have to take care that you handle them with little more sensitivity and little more care. Next is the patient and tolerance. How much patience you have, how much tolerance level you have. Most people resist change even if the change is for the good. Even if the people feel the change is good for them, they will resist the change. They do not want to change in their life. But some employees adjust quickly, some don't. So, when we are working into the organization, there will be many people who just want that same old traditional way of working. They do not want to bring any kind of changes in their life. They do not want to adopt the new changes only. So when we talk about these type of employees, so these are the employees who are resistant to change. In organization, you will find mixture of both, and even in your team, you will find mixture of both. Some just want to be constant, they do not want to change, they are very resistant. Some who accept the changes very quickly. So great coach is aware of that, and they are patient. They know that some people might take a longer time for accepting the changes which we are bringing. So they just deal with them patiently. They do not force them to accept the change immediately. They give them good amount of time to decide and to accept those changes. So good coach is tolerant of mistakes, and they hunker down and get the job done. For them, no, the only target is to achieve the results by satisfying the employees. For that, even if they have to take some extra time, they have to give extra time to the coach, to the employees, they are okay to do it. They even at times tolerate the mistakes which the employees are doing, because they just see the long-term benefit of the work which is being done by the employees, rather than seeing the short-term mistakes which they are going to do. See, when we are bringing the change, it is natural that people will do the mistakes. People will commit the mistake. That is the normal thing. So a good coach is a person who is very tolerant to the mistake, and he is the hunger down to get the job done. He just have the hunger of getting the work done, and that is his ultimate goal and ultimate target. Next trait is tough and firm. The great coach knows when to be tough and click parts. He is patient. He allows them to do the mistake, but he also knows when it is the high time to show your tough. He will show them when he when he has to make them understand that now it's the high time to be more strict with the employees. So he knows when to get tough and kick the butts. Identifying employees who consistently underperform, putting them on a get well program. He just identify those employees who consistently work under performance despite giving them many opportunities. They are not performing their best. They are not delivering their best. He knows about those employees, and when he knows about that employees, he just get on taking the get well program. He just focus on delivering the best results. Usually, he is very soft spoken. He accept the mistakes they are doing, but if he feel that no, despite giving them many opportunities, many chances, the employee is not ready to accept the change, he is not improving his performance, he knows now it's the time to be tough with that employee. So it means sticking to creating and communicating clear expectation. He just stick to create and communicate the clear expectations which are there in his mind. It means not failing for excuses, but it means not exceeding deadlines after deadline. As I told you, he is not going to see the small mistakes you are going to run. He will just focus on the long-term benefits, long-term achievement which the employee is making. But if we see that in the long run also the mistakes are continuously getting repeated, he will be tough. He'll be firm and he will take the necessary actions or steps required to correct those mistakes. Next is realistic. A great coach is realistic. Realistic means he is a person who works on reality basis. He do not assume the things. Great coach knows when the coaching is not working. So when we are talking about the great coach, we do consider the events where the coaching style is working, where it is not working, and he is ready to change those things if and when required. Not every employee will benefit from the coaching efforts. Some employees will not apply the skills or techniques and won't succeed. You see that coaching style is very good leadership style because it focuses on giving the positive feedback. It focuses on avoiding the small short-term mistakes which the employees are doing. It focus just on the long-term benefits which we will be getting from the employees. But it is not necessary that every employee will be benefited from the coaching efforts. Some employees may even not apply the skills or techniques and won't succeed. So great coach knows when to quit, and they know that it is better to work on those who can grow than those who won't. He gives equal opportunity to all the people, but if he realizes that some people are not going to improve, they are not improving, these skills are not making them succeed. So he knows where to focus, who is going to grow. So he put his full attention towards that. So if you have gone through, if you have understood all these things, then you can relate the coaching leadership style with the coaches. What coach do? Coach train all the people equally, right? He train all the people for all the things. But after observing, he start realizing the things that, okay, this, when taking the example of cricket, let's say he is good with bowling, but he's not that good with cricket. So start focusing on that person for that skill only. He's not going to train them for the batting or for the fielding or for the wicket keeping now. He'll just make him focus. He'll train him. He'll tell all the things. But for his area of specialization, he'll just focus on that specific thing. And that is what is known as coaching leadership style, that they know that it is better to work on those who can grow than those who won't. Like when we were talking about, he is firm. He is tough at times. So when he have got to know that these are the people who are never going to change, who are not going to deliver the result, it is completely useless to invest the time on them. So it is advisable, it is good that you avoid those people, you stop investing your time on those people, and you just be realistic. So these coaches accept that reality that yes, my style is not going to work with all of these people. It is just going to work with some specific people, and he or she just focus on getting the result from those on whom this coaching style work. And that is why we say that coaching leadership is being realistic. So this was all about the coaching leadership style. Now, if we talk about the next leadership style, the next leadership style is all about democratic leadership. Now, what is democratic leadership? Listening to the word, what do you understand by democratic leadership? So democratic leadership is basically a thing which is a shared leadership, or we can say this democratic leadership to be a participative leadership style. So it's about letting multiple people participate in the decision making process. He is a person who do not want all the authority in his hand. He just wants each and every person in the team to be the part of that leadership style and to deliver the best results. So democratic leadership is something where he or she just focuses on getting the results where he's involving all the people in the decision making process. So when people are involved, so it is also known as participative leadership style, because he is taking the participation, he is making all the people to participate in that decision making process, and that is known as democratic leadership style. They invite other members in the organization to contribute their ideas and knowledge to the decision-making process. They invite the members. They tell the members to come with their ideas, with their suggestions, with their knowledge to take those decision-making process, to be a part of that decision-making process, because these type of leaders know that together we achieve more. Though under this leadership style, one drawback is it is going to take a lot of time to make the decision, but still they believe that together when we make the decision, it is easy for the employees, easy to make the employees work on them, because they feel that yes, we are the part of the organization and we have also contributed for the decision which the organization is taking. So here they invite other members in the organization to contribute their ideas, knowledge to the decision-making process. Now, characteristics, traits, pros and cons of this democratic leadership style we will be discussing in the next session. So that's all for today's session of leadership. Now, when we have discussed about so many different type of leadership style, I just have one work for you. I just want you to find that what kind of a leader you can be, what qualities of a specific leadership style you have in yourself, or what kind of leader you want to become when you enter into the organization. Go on for that. And in the next session, do let me know that which kind of leader you want to become. Because see, every person have their own ways of working, and on basis of that only you decide a particular leadership style. A person who just want to take all the decisions himself, he cannot go for democratic leadership style, because democratic leadership style is a participative leadership style where you have to engage the employees in the discussion, in the decision making process. It is the collective decision which you are making by considering their ideas, their suggestions, their feedback, and then you are taking a kind of decision. That is why we say that democratic leadership style is a participative leadership style. But if we talk about autocratic, bureaucratic, they are not that. Autocratic leadership style is only one person who is managing everything, a person who is doing everything. For him, he is the sole responsible authoritative person to take all kinds of decisions. So that is why we say that each leadership style is different, and people, as per the organization, decide about the different leadership style which they are going to select for themselves. So if you're talking about autocratic, this type of leadership style is best suitable when you have to take the quick decision. Like if we compare the autocratic leadership style with the democratic leadership style, in autocratic, one person is taking the decision, but in democratic, collectively, all the people are participating in the decision-making process. So when many people are participating in decision-making process, obviously it is going to take longer time because you will have many ideas. But when single person is working on that, like in autocratic leadership style, only one person is taking the decision. It makes the decision to be quick and fast. But in autocratic leader, only one person is thinking about the solution or the decision which he is going to take. But in bureaucratic, in democratic leadership style, you are getting these suggestions and ideas from many different minds. So their chances of selecting the best decision, of making the best decision are more compared to autocratic leadership style. Same way, we will be continuing with the few more types of leadership style which are left in the next session. So bye-bye. Have a wonderful day. We'll see you next Tuesday with the leadership style session. Bye-bye.